All right, so everybody knows that tonight's theme is really big God-like items. So I'm going to tell a story about my cat. He thinks he's God. That makes it an appropriate story, right? Now, I beat my cat. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second, absorb it. Yes, I said I beat my cat. But it's a game that we play on the steps in our house. When he goes to the steps, sometimes I beat on him like a drum. He tries to claw my eyes out. Sometimes I grab his tail. He tries to claw my eyes out. Sometimes we fake box. He's trying to claw my eyes out. It's all in great fun. When he stops, I stop. Now, some people would say that it's probably blasphemous to say that you box with God, but that's not how I roll. And besides, Deacon, my cat, he's a forgiving God. We became one with this God in 2013. There was a pet store that was having a display of animals that were up for adoption. We went there looking for another cat, but that cat was long gone. As it turns out, Deacon was this other cat's brother, and he was kind of laying subdued in his cage. Although he was sneezing a lot because he had a sinus infection. In fact, they called him Sneezy, and we thought that was kind of cute. Yeah, sinus infection cute, doesn't really apply, but whatever. But it did push us over the edge towards take him home. So we signed the adoption papers, we bought some kitty litter, we bought some cat food, we paid $5, and off we went. Yes, we paid $5 for God. Now, when we got home, our first problem was going to be our other adopted animal, Enzo. Enzo's a dog. Enzo's a broken dog. Enzo was found roaming the hills of West Virginia by a rescue group, and we ended up adopting him, and it was pretty clear, we don't know who the previous owner was, but it's pretty clear that he was abused in some manner, shape, or form. So, I don't know, 10 years later, he's still very much my wife Colleen's dog, and he's very much, do you love me, Colleen? To this day, he's still broken. So we didn't really know how he was going to take to this new animal, Deacon, coming into his domain. Was he going to bite Deacon's head off? Was he going to just do little warning nips? Or was he going to turn and walk away in the other direction, farting on Deacon as he walked away? Actually, I'm kind of kidding about that last one. That takes noive. Like the Cowardly Lion, Enzo has no noive. Push come to shove, they kind of got along fairly well. They would never be bestest buddies, but it was pretty clear that Deacon was not going to become Enzo's treat. And that enabled Deacon's godlike complex to rise from the dead. Now, lost it. So I don't really know when I started beating on Deacon. I used to wail away on our previous dog, Gordo, a yellow lab. I like to think that he liked it. He was not the smartest dog, but he was a loving dog. He would go off, though, when I would start doing that, he would go off and get a chew toy so that we could play tug of war. So maybe the thought process of, yeah, he really liked it is just my faded memory. Deacon, on the other hand, loves it. If I get up off the couch and start heading towards the stairs, he tries to beat me there. Well, not beat me, but you know what I mean. Again, it's a game that we play, and he just loves it. When he's done, I'm done. And when he's done, he basically crawls up the stairs a couple steps and then slides right back down, and the game starts all over again. He knows he's not going to get hurt. He's God. He sees all, past, present, and future. Now, this cat, God, is also a talker. When it's time to eat, for example, he yells 787 loud, "Where's my food, you asswipe?" It's even worse when it's coming out the other end. When he's gone and he's used the litter box, he's running all over the house. I just shit. Can you smell what I did? It's, what a fire and brimstone God would give you. Now, this cat is also a climber. He likes to be up high to survey his domain. I've painted in my house a number of times, and I usually have the step ladder out. He loves to climb up the step ladder and sit up at the top and look around. Did you know cats could climb step ladders? I didn't. He can't get down though. I have to ferry his butt from the top of the ladder on down. But maybe it's just all his perspective. Maybe he's just, you're my servant and you will put me on the floor. It's like, okay. We have a standard 7-foot high door that goes from our kitchen down the steps. It's about 1 inch thick. It's a wood door. I find him on top of that one time. I don't know how he got up there. When I pulled him off, again, he can't get down. When I pulled him off that door, I wasn't really very careful with how I put him on the floor. I just kind of dropped him. And there was all kinds of R2-D2 clicks and grunts about that wasn't very satisfactory, but it was him saying, how dare you treat your God like that? I have a cookie cabinet that's, again, up high. He's been up in it, and we had to put a child-proof lock on the cookie cabinet because he would go in there and get the cookies and swat them down to the countertop and then swat them down on the floor. It was kind of annoying, but eventually he didn't really eat them. He would give them to the dog. But my favorite cookies have chocolate chips in them. Chocolate chips are not good for a dog. Was there smiting going on? I don't know. Last but not least, if I take a nap on the couch in the living room, I pull this soft, warm, fuzzy blanket on top of me. And it doesn't matter where in the house he might be. Within 30 seconds, he is on top of me, taking a nap with me. How could he know if he's not God? He just knows. I read online, which means it must be true, that the Bible basically, the only domesticated animal that is not listed in the Bible is the cat, because God is so repulsed by cats. Well, our cat is God, and he's not repulsed with himself. And so the beatings will continue until he agrees with me that we are peers. Thank you.